Season 6, Episode 10 of the Heart of Bastrop Talk Show. I'm TJ Finn with the Heart of Texas Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Connie Schrader, Mayor of the City of Bastrop.
This is going to be a fun episode, Connie.
I'm so excited.
We have 3 guests today.
I know. And, you know, even though I'm the mayor of Bastrop, I love that we have great things going on in Smithville.
Absolutely. There is so much fun. I don't know if we should tell them who our guests are, or just let them stick around and find out.
Well, let's give them the topics. So we're going to find out about the Smithville Community Clinic.
We are. We're going to find out about Smithville Chiropractic.
And we're going to find out how you can play chess in Bastrop.
Let's take a look. So we're here with Janice Bruno, and I'm so excited because Janice is with Smithville Community Clinic, and I'm an intern with your clinic.
Yes, you are.
And I was so excited to find out that you guys existed, and I was able to do my internship. Mine's from the mental health side, but you offer a whole lot more than that. I was so excited to find out that you existed. And what you do just blows me away, and I want to share it with the world.
Okay. Well, you want me to give you a little background?
Yes, please.
In 2004, it was actually the First United Methodist Church that was Karen Beck. She was the pastor at the time. It was a justice issue. There was no medical in Smithville at the time, really, except for the Seton Ascension Hospital. But there wasn't anything for the uninsured or underinsured population. So they put together a plan, and we had Miss Doris Sampson donate the land back in 2004. Her husband had been with the school district, and so they gave us a parcel right there in Smithville. And there was a few other folks that said, okay, we are going to start to build a clinic. And the clinic started to be built, and actually used a container. They brought a container in out of... one of the guys had it out in his field and brought the container in, and then they built onto this 8x40 container.
Wow.
So they made the 2 exam rooms, and they made a area for the clinical piece and a file room, and then that was added on, and with a waiting room, and then they had to find a doctor.
Right.
So the first doctor that came was Dr. James McLaughlin. He since has passed, but he had been at the prison in Bastrop. He retired. And he actually started seeing patients on Saturdays. So it was just Jim and a nurse. And then they had somebody in the office. So that lasted a few years. And, you know, if you're a non-for-profit, you have to file for non-for-profit status. Well, then you got to do a lot of paperwork, and something happened in a period of time where some of the paperwork didn't get submitted, so we had to close.
Oh, no.
We reopened in 2013, and I actually was then brought in as asked to be the executive director, not knowing a thing about what I was getting myself into. But we were still doing clinics on Saturday mornings, just medical. And seeing the waiting room would be packed, because the clinic right now, our mission is to provide hope and healing for those without means.
Nice.
And we have 3 missions, and one is heal the body, so that's our medical piece. Renew the mind is our mental health, and then nourish the spirit. And because we're a non-for-profit, we are able to pray with our patients. So since 2013, we have added, of course, our mental health capacity, which is amazing. We have 3 licensed professional counselors and a whole slew of interns right now, which are really helping with mental health services. We actually were able to do over 1,500 counseling hours last year.
That's
amazing.
With the help of y'all. And we also then were donated a dental bus by the St. David's Foundation.
Wow.
So in 2018, we were able to get a dental bus that we rolled in and started seeing patients with Dr. Ale Gulshani, who used to be at the dentist's in Bastrop, and his wife, Sarah. So they would see patients on Saturdays. Well, they since have moved to Lakeway. We were able to bring on 2 other dentists, another dentist from the prison who retired. He wasn't in the prison. He retired.
Right.
Let's clarify
Not
that.
to the prison.
And so last year, between Dr. James Sullivan and Dr. Ogechi Obiakor, we saw over 400 patients.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
With our dental program.
And I bet there's patients that come to you that have never had dental services ever.
This is correct. We even will see children that haven't been able to, see a dentist.
Wow.
So what we have found, we're now offering Saturday dental clinics and Mondays. And so we're able to do oral comprehensive exams, x-rays, fillings, extractions, And at one time, Dr. Obiacore said she was the best extractor in the county. And she's from Houston.
There you go.
But she had to leave us, and so now we just brought on another dentist who's local. His name is Dr. Egbola Babatunki. Like,
that's easy for
all of
Janice
us
to say.
Dr. O.
I like Dr. O and Dr. A, right? So, like, we're open Saturdays. This Saturday we'll see about 13 to 15 patients. We were able to bring on a dental hygienist who also works at the prison. I don't know what's with the prison, but all these people want to help us, right? That are coming in to help us. And her name is Stephanie Hodges, and she helps us with our dental hygienist program. We were also able to add then the women's health. So we have a OBGYN nurse practitioner, and she comes once a month on Fridays. So she'll see our women. She'll take care of all the women's needs, OBGYN. And we partnered, of course, we've got the mammogram screenings that are done at the Smithville Seton Hospital with their top-of-the-line 3D mammogram.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Wow.
So if people want to know about the clinic, what's the best way to find out all the info they need?
Well, it just seems like our hours and our days, sometimes they get switched around like, monthly. But right now, you can get on our website at www.smithvillecommunityclinic.org. And hopefully, if I can find me a good social media person, that's what I'm looking for, just to help me keep up with that website. Because as our hours change and as our mental health program changes, I want to be able to keep people posted
Keep that updated.
on
Absolutely.
Facebook and right now we're trying to keep up with that. So our medical clinics right now are Tuesday, Thursdays, and our dental clinics Monday, Saturdays, and then mental health is like 5 days a week.
Absolutely. Well, sometimes 7 days a week.
Or sometimes 7 days a week. So,
Right,
So if there's somebody in the audience that would like to help out and they don't happen to be a mental health specialist or a doctor or a dentist, they could help out with social media.
Absolutely. I will take any social media guru out there that I can find at this point.
And that's a big deal. So when these people are people who don't have insurance and don't have any other way to see a doctor, I mean, this is a huge thing that you guys provide. But I wanted to point out that with the mental health part, doesn't even matter if you have insurance.
Correct.
It's free. Doesn't matter if you have the best insurance in the world. It's grant funded.
Yes.
And we offer that to the community free. And sometimes it's a challenge. I know that when I lost my daughter, I do have insurance, but the waiting lists sometimes are 7, 8, 9 months long. Well, I waited so long, I was over the grief by the time, well, not that you're ever over that grief, but I was over that hump by the time a waiting list came open. And we make sure they're not waiting that long.
That's correct.
We've
got our waiting list down. I mean, we'll get referrals from Bluebonnet Trails because Bluebonnet Trails is so overwhelmed. And so we just are thankful that we've got interns such as TJ and then great licensed professional counselors. And like TJ was saying, even if you have insurance, it's just a way that you can call the behavioral health number, you can have an intake, and then start seeing a counselor.
Well,
Absolutely.
and sometimes people are reticent to get the help, and a friend knows. So if you could, for the most people to find out, they can say like, TJ, we're visiting a lot, but maybe you ought to talk to a professional. Like, let me help you out. So
Absolutely.
just knowing that the knowledge of the service can help folks get access that may need it.
Absolutely. And Charity Rogers, who is my supervisor, who's wonderful, by the way, Charity told us before that even if you're not the one with the mental health problem, even if you think your friend has one, if you call and you reach out, you'll talk to some wonderful person like Christy who can tell you, you probably need to refer them in, or maybe you could just do this to help them through this. Get some advice, right?
I mean, we were totally blessed. This started in 2018, and like you said, Miss Charity Rogers, she took the ball and ran with it. And we've been able to build a very robust mental health program. Yeah. And on the medical side, I want to say between all three clinics, behavioral health, dental, and medical, we saw over 1,500 patients last year in Bastrop County. Very few from not around Bastrop County. So basically we service Bastrop County And yeah, we get the word out. A lot of it's word of mouth, a lot of it's social media. So, but behavioral health has been, especially after COVID, during COVID, we were able to do a lot of mental health, via Zoom. Mm-hmm. And folks are now used to more telehealth type of services, mm-hmm. and they feel more comfortable to get their needs met through telehealth.
Right. And I love that. So we, obviously we service Bastrop County, but you don't have to live in Bastrop County to take advantage of this clinic. I know I had one person call me. It's like, well, I've only been here in Bastrop County a month. And as long as you're in Texas, that's all that matters, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, what a big
right
deal.
Here in Smithville.
Right here.
Thank you so much for serving as the executive director. And
Thank
TJ,
you.
not everybody knows, but Janice also serves on city council. And we also know that she's a veteran.
She is 30 years service. I'm just so proud of you and so honored.
When you have a servant's heart, you end up seeing that in the person's life. So thank you,
Absolutely.
Janice Bruno.
I appreciate being here and being able to talk about the clinic. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're here with Pete and Anne Marie Nguyen and Tesla with the Smithville Chiropractic Clinic. I'm so glad you guys came on today. And tell us a little bit about what you guys offer.
Well, thanks for inviting us. We offer chiropractic services. We offer dry needling at the clinic. And we do post-car accident injury rehab too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're the first chiropractic office in Smithville.
I love it.
Fantastic.
Yay.
So we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary there.
Yay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
We had a little party in conjunction with Tesla's first birthday too.
Oh, how fun.
I love it. I love it.
Uh-huh.
I tell you, I used to have really, really bad migraines, like so bad. And I went one time to a chiropractor and it stopped. One time, one visit. Probably doesn't work that way for everybody.
Yeah, wonderful.
But yeah. So I was like, yeah, chiropractor. And then I tried it myself and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, we've had some patients that have come in with just run-of-the-mill back pain. Mm-hmm. And then once I have them on the table, I palpate the whole spine while I have them because sometimes it's just a one visit thing. And then I'll notice something out of whack in their neck. And then we adjusted, and lo and behold, all the migraines, the headaches that they've been having for years have suddenly gotten much better. Sometimes not altogether go away, but at least they're less frequent and less intense when they do come. So
and maybe with an extra appointment, they would.
Right. Well, it needs to be maintained, correct?
Sure.
Absolutely.
It's just like tires of your car. If they're not aligned, then you'll just drift to one side, and you always have to overcorrect with your steering. And then you can see it in the wear of the tire itself. Right. And then that's why they tell you, well, you have to go rotate it as a result, just to get the wear on the other side. But then you have to also get the wheels aligned. Right. So it's akin to the same thing with your spine.
So do you stay pretty well booked, or can people get in to see you?
Because we're a little bit different from the other docs in Bastrop, where sometimes there's a waiting list or they have to wait a while to get in there. Because we just finished our first year, we're able to see a lot of patients the same day or the next day.
Oh, that's great.
So for those people who don't know where you are in Smithville, tell us how they find your office.
We're at 104 Northwest 1st Street. So we're right beside the Comfort Cafe. If folks out there know where that is, right? So we're right beside them, and we're at the end of Main Street, right by the railroad park.
Oh, that's so easy to find. And what is your website?
Smithville TX Chiropractic.com.
Oh, lovely,
Most
lovely.
people can see us same day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
And do
I
you have weekend Saturday hours?
We try not to.
That's smart.
But occasionally, if there's events going on in town, then we'll go and stop in, and then we'll see patients that only can come in on Saturdays.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
we give them.
Gotcha.
We try to give them advance notice so they can book if needed.
That's good. That's good. 'Cause, you have to make time for your family, you
Right.
know? And Tesla probably very needy.
She's a little overwhelmed with the cameras right now, and so she decided to get a nap.
So I'm going to take a nap now. I love it. I love that you guys have a great spirit about you. And I love that. I love that we have people around Bastrop that are just genuine, and that's a big deal, right? Because if you've never been to a chiropractor before, you're probably nervous,
Yeah.
right?
And we really don't want people to know us for chiropractic. We really want people to know us for being community advocates. You
I
know,
love
Pete
it.
and I, we are part of the Lions Club. I volunteer at the food pantry. We spend a lot of our time during the week giving our hearts and soul back into the community and making sure that like our business goals and our personal life is focused around our community. So when
I
people
love
meet
that.
us, we want them to see us for more than just being a chiropractic office, but seeing for us as community advocates and being like, I'm a voice for business. I sit on the executive board at the Smithville Chamber. And so between us two, we really, really try to do our best to be part of our community. So when we moved here, we wanted to make them not just community, but family. And so
Right.
we hope that when people meet us on the street, that we're more than just the chiropractic office, but that we're,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
Well, it's a quality of life, right?
Absolutely.
And giving back and making
Yeah.
things better for us, for everybody, inside and out.
Yeah. So we make a good team. I do just the back stuff. Emery.
She got everything
I'm
else.
the everything else girl.
I'll do the A and she does the B to Z.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, how long have you been practicing?
I've been practicing since 2000. A majority of that time in Austin, in South Austin, and then we left 2 years ago, and then we moved to Smithville, and it's been wonderful ever since.
It's
Fantastic.
lovely in
Yeah.
Smithville.
Yeah.
It's a
So how
city.
great to have that kind of experience readily available by a person that you
Yeah.
trust in the community.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
So I'm just curious about this. If one of our listeners, it's the first time that they've been to a chiropractor, what can they expect on that first visit?
So typically, for all our first new visits, we will send them a video of kind of what to expect. So part of the fear is removed, so they're a lot more comfortable. And the video will show them coming through the doors, and they'll see Anne Marie and Tesla there. And
One-page paper. We don't have long paperwork.
so we try to simplify things. We give them a one-page form to fill out.
Nice.
The visits are typically you're done in 15 minutes. So we try to respect the times of the patients. We don't have magazines in the waiting room because there's no waiting. You basically
I
come
love
in.
that.
You come in. You come right back to the room. You get adjusted. You get the therapy tables if needed, and then you're off on your way to continue the rest of your day.
Fantastic.
And our
Yeah.
prices are very affordable. Even with our 10 family pack, it comes out to $35 a visit. You can share it with your husband, your kids. We have businesses that buy our 10 pack and share it with their employees. So
I love that.
so we offer very affordable pricing for everyone.
It's a good little perk for small businesses to offer their employees. And
Absolutely.
So-
And these days there's a lot of competition for employees.
sure. And the number one reason that folks call in for the day is lower back pain. So
Oh,
we can
yeah.
kind of if they can kind of be proactive and address that beforehand, it cuts down on call-in times. And
I think sciatic nerve is what I suffer with, that sciatic nerve. And when it happens, like I have warning, it's coming. And I know chiropractor is good for that, right? Because you can't get any other kind of relief. But just being sure that everything is in the right place
sure.
for people who suffer with that. And I went to a back doctor. They said there's nothing they can do about it. Nothing they can do about it. You know, it's just that swelling and inflammation. So I think going to a chiropractor would be such a better idea than even thinking about doing anything surgical. I think you should never consider that.
And I tell our patients, you know, you always have surgery as an option. So try to explore more conservative approaches beforehand, because you can always go back to you can always.
It's not like if you try chiropractic that you can never have. If surgery is ultimately what you end up needing, then that's always an
option.
Try
a course of chiropractic. Try a course of physical therapy. Try acupuncture. Try yoga. You can do a lot of therapies.
More holistic things before you take that drastic approach.
And then if all else fails, you can always get cut open if indeed that's what needs to be done.
Well, let me tell you what. Y'all listen to me here. I'm going to share some of my therapist wisdom. There's a tiny little dash between those dates on the tombstone. That's your whole life, right in the middle, right? Don't spend it in pain. Right. Go do what you need to do to take care of what issues you're going through.
How many years of school did it take you to come up with that?
I'm only 21, so let's not talk about that.
So, if you're in pain, don't suffer in pain. You need to go to the Smithville Chiropractic Clinic, and you can go by Comfort Cafe. You can go to help out at the Smithville community. There's a lot going on in Smithville.
Absolutely. That's right. Yes. Thank you guys so much for being guests. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Tesla. She's ignoring me.
At Genesis Laser Aesthetics here in Bastrop, Texas, we offer the most advanced technology in facial rejuvenation and body contouring. With pelvic floor strengthening, M-Cella is an FDA-approved treatment for urinary incontinence. M-Sculpt Neo can reduce fat by 30% and increase muscle mass by 25%. How about a facelift without needles, surgery, or downtime? Don't drive to Austin. Our friendly staff will be glad to set up a free consultation. 512-581-5016.
We are here with Taylor Hendrix, and you're with the Bastrop Chess Club.
Yes, I am.
So tell us, how long have you been playing chess?
I've been playing chess ever since I was a young man, like most people. Father taught me, or mother taught me, so my father taught me, and then I didn't play until I went to grad school in Waco, and I said, you know, I need something extra to do during grad school, and I got back into chess, so I've been playing chess since then for 20 years or so, maybe.
My youngest son was in the chess club in 6th grade, loves it, and still every now and then picks it up. It's a really neat game.
Yep, it's a lifetime kind of activity. Anybody can play it, from the young kids all the way up to us old timers.
So how many people do you have in your club?
Well, right now our club, you kind of contracted because of COVID. It was difficult to do face-to-face. But we have probably about 6 full-time members that come regularly, and then we've had people drop in and drop out. So when it first started, it was back in 2017 or so, there was a few old-timers that would play over at Common Grounds, the coffee shop. Anyway, so it's kind of moved around. It's kind of like a lot of chess clubs are. There's not a lot of official chess clubs. They're usually informal, and that's kind of us. So we've had a couple of new people come, but I'm always surprised at the people who say, I play chess, and then they'll come and play a while, and then they'll kind of go off, and then they'll come back. So it's always an interesting kind of
How
vibe.
about somebody that's never played before? Do you tolerate new
Oh,
timers?
yes, we love
First
people
timers?
who've never played before. Yes. This is our secret, right? So all of us that play chess that like to play in the clubs, that they like informal, they like to meet other people, we always love to say, you know, come on in. If you've never touched a chessboard before, you don't even know how the pieces move, we love it. We actually had a lady who's an artist here in Bastrop, and she just decided to pick it up. You know, she's an artist, so she is creative on one side of her brain, and she thought, you know what, I need to be creative on the other side of my brain. Chess. So she just came in. She maybe knew the pieces, and we've helped her along, and she's actually improved and gotten fairly strong. But even young children that are able to sit down for a little bit, they're able to concentrate a little bit. It's not very difficult to teach them. It doesn't take very long at all, and then it's, like I said, it's a lifetime skill. It's fun.
It's easier for me to play chess than checkers. I don't know, my brain goes left with the checkers, but I love to play chess. It does. I don't know why. It didn't make any sense. I feel like I was really good at it when I was young, and then I got older. But maybe it's the kids are smarter than me. I don't know. But I really have always enjoyed playing chess. I'll forget sometimes, like, wait, how can this piece move? But I think it teaches kids to be analytical, right? So they have to look at everything and
Look
go,
at the big picture.
Yeah, the bigger picture.
What all the great movie quotes, right? You know, see the whole board.
Right.
Yeah. It's an activity that's been studied by psychologists, other people, for the benefits. And so there's a lot of research out there already that says, yeah, it's actually good for young minds. When you get them when they're young, teaches them analytical skills. It teaches them how to respond to adversity, which is kind of a thing that would be helpful.
Absolutely, especially right now.
It helps people communicate with others. What's really fun is because chess is it's an activity that young people and old people can do at the same time. When young people get more face time with adults, it seems to help them when they are in new situations, when they've not met people. And so this is also a benefit of chess, is just being able to interact with people that you've never interacted with before, in a different age bracket than you. You're sharing a common activity. You're both learning stuff. This is almost always the case. I'm 50-something years old, and I have played chess with people that are 15 years old, and after the game I've learned something. Usually I've learned that I'm not as good as they are, and they beat me. But this is the type of plus. This is one of the reasons why I really just like the game of chess. So.
Well, I am not a mental health specialist like TJ is, but I'll tell you what I like about it is they're not on their phone. I like that all of their concentration is on the board. They're interacting with either another child or another adult, and I think there's some benefit to just being focused on that and not being on their telephone.
Without a doubt.
My wife might disagree with you. So when COVID hit and people didn't have a lot of stuff to do.
You're playing on the phone?
A lot of people were casting around for what can we possibly do here at the house. And there are chess servers on the internet that allow people to play person to person, although through the internet. So the chess on the internet has actually boomed, like quadrupled. There are millions of people now playing chess online, and so they'll play on there, and I'll usually get in trouble. You're not listening to me. But this is why the chess club is something I enjoy, because it is face to face. There's no real barrier between it. The guys or the ladies right across from you. We're moving actual pieces on the board, and so yes, that slows people down and gets people more interacting with each other and not
puts them in the moment.
The internet.
Yeah, puts them in the moment. And we don't spend a lot of time in the moment, and I think that's hugely important. So where do you guys meet at? Because I think you recently changed locations, right?
So like many small chess clubs, we're nomadic.
Right.
So if we find a place that's amenable to several chess nerds putting their chessboards out in some spaces and taking some time and maybe a little noise, not a lot of noise, it's almost anywhere. So we were at the library for a while, and then after we decided we wanted to try to expand the club and start doing tournaments, so we wanted to attract more people, we moved to a restaurant. It was Jasmine's Thai Cafe there on Water Street. And we've had to at times move to other venues. So right now we're at 602 Brewing.
Perfect. Raymond.
It gives us a little more room to expand. Yeah. And so we would like to do that kind of thing where we're in the community. There's no place better to attract new people. They'll be interested, say, hey, what are those goofballs doing over there in the corner?
Right.
That's kind of
so 602 Brewing's a great location, but when can people find you there?
That's a good question. Right now we're meeting every Tuesdays from 5 to about 8. So it's a little bit longer time frame, so you don't want to stay the whole time. Come in and drop in, have a pickup game. We can play fast games, slow games. Most of us old-timers that play chess a lot have our own equipment. You don't have to have equipment. You don't have to have knowledge. You just have to have a desire to have some fun. So
great. And do you guys? I know that you have a Facebook, right? They can
check
out on
so
Facebook.
That's probably our main way that we get information out to the members at large about where we're going to be if we've had to change venues. So there is the Bastrop Texas Chess Club on Facebook. It's a group, and you can always contact me or someone else through that. And then we have the 2 chess servers that are very common for the chess nerds that like to play online. There's chess.com, and there's a nonprofit leechess.org, which is a free chess site. Both of those have presences of the Bastrop Chess Club, and so that's another way we can get information out to people and a way for
Perfect.
contact.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Well, and I love to, so that what did you say it was called? Chess dot.
The Bastrop Texas Chess Club on the Facebook.
No, for the where they can practice.
Yeah, if you want to play chess, chess.com has a free membership, but you can also pay for more perks. And then leechess.org, LICHESS.org is the free.
Well, I would have to practice because
No, you don't.
I do because I'm super competitive. Okay, I wish that I could say, "Oh, I'm there for the love it." No, I'm going to beat somebody if I'm coming. No, I'm just kidding. I love that. So tell us what you do when you're not playing chess.
I'm probably doing chores.
But what do you want to do when you're not playing chess?
I also do pottery. So when I
lovely.
used to live outside of the area before I moved, I did a lot of vessel forms. And then I started doing tiles. So right now I press tiles, handmade tiles. And
Wow,
I haven't
that's
really developed a place to sell them, like at a store or anything. So it's usually I'll come or I'll do small little shows.
Love it. You know,
So-
there's
Well,
a lot
pop-up
of art
stuff going on in
yeah.
all the cities all the time. So
Absolutely.
We'll get you out there.
Absolutely.
All right. If you want to play chess, if you learned a long time ago and you're dying to play chess, you need to go check out 602 Brewing Company on Tuesday evenings. Check out their Facebook so you can keep up with them.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, what an amazing episode.
I love our little shows.
I do too. I love it. I love our guest today. I'm so happy to be part of the Smithville Community Clinic.
Janice Bruno has a great heart and she just gives back to the community all the time.
She really does. She's
One of the things
incredible.
we didn't talk about it, but she and I serve on the CapCog Executive Committee together. So every time you run into Janice, you know she's doing something for somebody else.
She really is. And speaking of that, Anne Marie and Pete Nguyen,
Oh my goodness.
they're
And
involved.
Tesla.
And Tesla, don't forget little Tesla, who was, kind of bored, I think, with the episode.
Well,
but that's
I don't
okay.
know. But, I think it's great that they send the video at first because you might be a little apprehensive. And then I bet walking in and seeing Tesla helps you kind of calm down.
It
too.
probably does too. He seemed pretty calm during the episode. I don't think he's running around too much. And I tell
And
you,
Taylor with chess.
oh, it's fun. How cool to have something that unique right here in our community. Just about everything you're involved in or everything that interests you is here in Bastrop County. You don't have to go all the way to Austin.
No, and I
it's
love the idea of
great.
intergenerational, being able to spend some time together, and it's just a great thing all the way around.
It really is. And I'll tell you what, I think these young children these days could use some of that knowledge that the old folks have. I tell you, you don't want to miss an episode of the Heart of Bastrop Talk Show. So either subscribe to our YouTube channel or go to theheartofbastrop.com. And Connie and I will see you next week.